A significant portion of Uganda's energy consumption is derived from renewable sources, primarily traditional firewood and charcoal, while modern renewables constituted merely 22% in 2020. To prevent additional deforestation, curb emissions, and mitigate health risks, there is an urgent requirement for a swift shift towards renewable energy, particularly bioenergy. Dr. Nicholas Mukisa underscores the necessity for sustainable renewable energy to safeguard the remaining forest cover, given that a substantial portion has already been depleted, posing a risk to the country.
The transition is not going to be the same across all households. Given the levels of income, some people will still be using briquettes. Some might go to briquettes, others might go to advance to using gas, others might advance to using biogas as well. But there are some that will stay using charcoal and firewood. There are those people that grow coffee, and every season, maybe every year, they prune their coffee. So they have that as their source of fuel, as you know. So those also need to look at a sustainable of using that firewood, so that it can take them through the season until when they have other, or when they can access other supply of wood, rather than encroaching on forests, because we'd want to see that our forests are preserved. I mentioned that we've lost tremendous volumes of area cover for forest, and would want that as people now embrace other technologies or other cooking options, we also look at tree planting.
While electricity is accessible in the country, a significant number of Ugandans remain unconnected to the national grid, leaving them without the option to utilize clean energy. However, according to Paul Nduhura, a lecturer at Makerere University, there is an alternative affordable renewable energy options available for all Ugandans.
Electricity access in Uganda is about 57%, but most of that 57% is actually off-grid access, largely solar home systems. So it is true that most Ugandans don't have access to this grid electricity that, for example, might be required for using electric pressure cookers. However, I think there are other technologies that are coming up. There are other initiatives that are being put forward which are clean also, to replace the traditional cooking fuels. For example, there is the ethanol cooker now which is out, and this doesn't require electricity. So an ethanol cooker is almost like a gas cooker. So this can also be adopted by these households that are not on the grid. The cost issue always has to come up, and I think the talk about renewable energy transition and transitioning our cooking energy should be also aligned or integrated into the talk on economic empowerment and poverty eradication. These should go hand in hand. And this is why also we must discuss aspects of productive use of energy. That wherever energy is being delivered, whether it is grid energy or off-grid energy, we should not always look at it as just energy for consumption.
Despite the nation's effort to adopt clean energy, a funding of $300 billion is still necessary to attain their 100% renewable energy goal by 2050.
Million US dollars if we need to transition to 100% renewable energy by 2050. Yeah, I mentioned this, but this is an investment cost, which is an upfront cost. But when you look at the general model, in between the operation and maintenance cost, if we are to consider, we find that renewable energies actually are cheaper. That's why the unit cost of power from renewable energy is by 2050 will be cheaper, much cheaper than the business as usual, the way we are doing things.